videos. We are learning PowerPoint advanced tips and tricks, and my name is Neeru Verma. Topic for today's session is using triggers. We learn that how do we make use of triggers in the animation. First of all, I would like to explain about the triggers, that if we are talking about the triggers, then what is the exact meaning of it and how do we understand it clearly and completely. There are certain information about the triggers that anytime you have animation effect, movie, sound on a slide, and you can set up a trigger for it. This is a basic information about a trigger. It means that suppose you have an animation in your slide, or you have a movie or a sound effect on the slide, then with the help of the trigger you can set up a trigger with these three effects: animation, movie, and sound. And alternatively, this is the definition, that other way to think about a trigger is that you have no access to the trigger feature unless one of these effect is there on your slide. So if you want to set up a trigger, or if you want to make use of the trigger in your slide, then this is the basic requirement, that either your slide should have the animation effect, or it should have a movie, or you should have an like added a sound effect on the slide. Now you must click a trigger directly, as opposed to just clicking the slide for its related effect to play. It means that trigger can be played directly. Whatever the effect is associated or related to it, once you are going um, to press the trigger, or once you are going to execute the trigger, the related effect that is associated with it, that is going to play. Now I'll show you that what does exactly that means. I have created one slide. This is a slide. Now what I have done is, okay, now once I click here, then it's showing the 500 rupees note. Once I am again clicking here, it's like removed. Again, if I click here on this line, then it's showing me the note again. Once again, it's disappeared. So this is how I'm using the trigger. It means I'm clicking here, and on every click it's appearing, and then on every click it's disappearing, appearing and disappearing, and here too, appearing and disappearing, appearing and disappearing. So this is the trigger. Like suppose if I would have added an animation effect, then that is going to execute for once. Like if I clicked here, or if I click anywhere on the slide, it would give me the appear effect. And after that I would have added a exit effect also. Like if I click on the slide anywhere, that have been eliminated or that has been disappeared, the exit effect of the animation. But making use of the click again and again, that can only be done with the help of the triggers. Yeah, I'm clicking here, then again this way. This is a very nice feature that can be used in these slides where you are explaining some effect, where you are explaining some data, or you want to show some picture, or you want to hide at some point of time. So this is how it works. Now I'll guide you that how we can create this kind of slide. I'll make a copy first of all. Okay, so I'll select this slide. I'll do one thing, I'll remove all the animations from here so that I'll explain the entire effect. Okay, so what I have now is, I have two pictures here. These are just two pictures of the currency notes. One is the 500 rupees note and one is the 2100 rupees note. So I have inserted, I took these pictures from the Google, and after that I have inserted here. Now this one, I'll tell you about this concept also. Okay. Now what I want is that I'll click on some amount which is written here, or I'll click somewhere and I want this picture to be appear, and it should give me the appear and disappear effect. So what I'll do first of all is, I'll insert a text box here. I'll write here 500. Font is Arial, a little bit like I'll increase the font size. So I'll make one more copy and I place it here. I'll write the amount 2000 here again. Okay, now I want to give that effect, but that effect can be given with the help of an object or means I should click on an object and then it would show me this picture. So what I'll do is I'll insert a shape here. Let's say I have inserted this. Now I'll once again create a copy. I have created two copies here, and these are the two objects I have. Now I have selected both of them. What I'll do now is I'll make them transparent. So I have clicked here on the format, shape fill. I'll select no fill, shape outline. I'll select no outline. Alright. So these are the two objects actually. These are the two figures that I have inserted. I just want to make them a little bit wider as well. Alright. Now these are the two rectangles that I have inserted. Now what I'll do is I want to give some name to the rectangles so that it that would be easy for me to associate them with the nodes, the currency nodes, or with the figures we have. So I have a selection pane here. I'll click on the under the home tab. You can see here and under the home tab in the extreme right hand side you will get an option select, and you will select the click on the selection pane here. It gives you the name of all the options here. Now what I'll do is this is your rectangle 8, okay, rectangle 18 and rectangle 5. So I'll rename this. Okay, before renaming that I want to do one more thing. This is my rectangle and this is the text box. I'll group these objects together. I need to group them. So that has become a single figure for me now. This is the rectangle and this is the text box. Again I want to group this. And now you can see that on the selection pane it's showing you the group names here. This is your group 6. Double click here and I'll change this to 500. If you want you can skip these like steps also. This is just to make the simplification in your slide so that you won't get confused that what is the name of the this rectangular box and what is the name of this rectangular box. If we group them and we make we name them, then there would not be any confusion later on while applying the animation and while applying the trigger effects also. So what we have now is this is the 500 and this is 2000 group. So this is very clear now that where we want to apply the animation and how do we execute it. Okay, so this is just the naming part. We have inserted two pictures and we have two objects here, the rectangular objects, this one and this one. Okay, so now I want to insert the animation. What I'll do is I'll click here on the animation tab. First of all I'll select this picture. Now click on the animation tab and I'll select appear. I want to see here the animation pane also, so I have clicked here on the animation pane. I have just applied one effect here, appear. Alright, so now after applying the effect, the appear animation here, I'll click on the trigger, on click. Now when I want this picture to be appeared, on click of 500. That was the group that I have created. Means what I want is when I click on this 500 object, then this animation would play. Alright, now this is the about animation, the appearing part. Now I want this image to disappear. So what I'll do is I'll click on the add animation. It's important whenever we are applying multiple animation to the object, then we have to make use of the add animation. Click on the add animation and select disappear. Okay, so you can see that we have two animations here now. Alright, so you can see here that we have applied two animation. For the other animation also, what we'll do is we'll click on the trigger option again, on click and on click of 500. So on the click of 500 we have applied two animation. One is the appear and one is the disappear. This is the appear animation. I mean this is the, what do you call it, entrance animation. The animation that is having a star, green star. This is the entrance animation. This is the Yeah, entrance animation, and the red one, the red star, this is the exit animation. So we can see here that we have applied two animation on this object. Now again, what I want to do is, for this object I have clicked on this picture, and after that again I'll apply a animation here, appear. Now I want to apply a trigger also, that when this animation would take place when trigger on click of 2000. When I click on this particular group or this particular object, then this animation should take place. Now I want to add one more animation to it. Like suppose if you click here the exit animation and apply that, then it's going to replace the animation. Always remember, whenever we want to add multiple animation to the object, then we have to make use of the add animation. It means one animation is already there with the object, and in addition to that we are applying one more animation. So add animation, and this time we want to select the exit animation. Previously the appear one that we have selected, that was the entrance animation, that how the object would enter in your slide and how the object would exit from your slide. Alright, I have selected this disappear. So I have got two animations now. So with this animation also I want to associate a trigger. So I'll select this trigger option on click of 2000. So these are the two groups created here. You can see that trigger 500 and trigger 2000, and we have the pictures associated with them. Now what's gonna happen now if I'm going to play the slide from current slide? Okay, if I place my cursor here, you can see that the arrow, this is getting changed to the other shape, that has changed to the hand shape. You click here and the picture is appearing. You click here, the picture is disappearing. Now again you have to find your cursor here. Once you place your cursor here, appearing, disappearing. Now once again, point this particular cursor towards the other object 2000. Click here, the picture is appearing. Click here, the picture is disappearing. Very simple. We have inserted a rectangular box here which is not visible here. So when you are placing your cursor on that box, actually it's not like we are clicking on the number 2000. We are clicking on the box. We have associated the box with the picture, not this number with the picture. So like suppose if I place my cursor here, it's showing me an arrow sign. It's not a hand sign. If I'm going to click here, so it's going to show me the other slide. It means like this. There's no other slide in the in this presentation. So always remember that it's going to work only when your cursor is changed, when it's pointing towards that object. Appearing, disappearing, like that ways. So this is the effect. Now this effect can be this is a very useful and very impressive effect that can be used in in other objects also, like the bar graphs, the charts, and some other things also. This is just an explanation about the topic, that how the trigger option, what is the trigger option and how that can be used effectively. I'll create few more videos about the trigger effect, that how you can use it in the charts, in the bar graphs, and how you can explain about the data more effectively and efficiently. So that was it for today's session. I hope you have enjoyed the video and you have learned about the concept applying the trigger with the animations. So thanks everyone. Thank you for watching Edupedia World videos.